Welcome to our tutorial on higher order components, or HOCs, in React. Right now, we are looking at a function called WithUserData. This is our HOC that's designed to abstract the fetching and passing of user data logic. It's a function that returns a new class component. Now let's unveil what's inside. Inside the HOC, we first define a constructor for our class. We call super with props to establish our component's basic construction, and then we initiate a state with user data set to null. This state will eventually hold our fetched user data. Next, we implement the component didMount lifecycle method, which automatically calls the loadData function when our component mounts to the DOM. This is a perfect place to kick off our data fetching operation. In loadData, we would typically use an API call to retrieve user information. For this example, pretend fetch user data is our API call. Once the promise resolves, we update our component state with the fetched data. Time to render. Our render method checks if user data is loaded. If it is, we render the wrapped component and pass down all the initial props, plus the user data, allowing the component to render with the data it needs. Otherwise, we render nothing, or a loading state could be added here. Moving on, we have our user profile component. Its job is quite simple. It just renders user information. Notice, it doesn't worry about fetching data. That's the HOC's responsibility. In the render method of user profile, we extract user data from props and use it to display the user's name and email. It's a clean and focused component thanks to our HOC. Finally, we create enhanced user profile by wrapping user profile with WithUserData. This higher order component now handles the data fetching, and enhanced user profile is ready to be used anywhere in our application.